Hello everyone, and welcome to Planet Coaster. This is a game I've been wanting to feature for a little while now. I absolutely love this game. We're here right now with one of my custom created parks. And I am going to show you some features of the game, show you the rides I placed in this park, this whole little world I've created, and it's going along pretty well lately. It's been pretty successful. Oh, some fireworks there. Yes, your eyes do not deceive you. This is a large block of cheese, but I will explain just exactly what that is soon. Now, without further ado, the name of this park is Harlequinade. Now, if you know what a Harlequinade is, put it in the comments. I'll let you do some research, educate yourself. Let's zoom in here. Oh, look at all of the people. I absolutely love Planet Coaster. This is by far not only my favorite theme park simulator, but the best theme park simulator I have ever played. And I have played many of them throughout the years. This is the one I have fallen in love with. I have posted pictures of it on DeviantArt. This is only one of 3 parks that I have built. My newest built one that I wanted to feature here and show it to everybody. We're actually going to, not only am I going to tell you some dynamics of the game, but we're going to ride on some rides and stuff too. Yes. Alright, now. Pretty much Planet Coaster is exactly self-explanatory when you look into it. It is a theme park simulator where you build and manage your own theme park, amusement park, any way that you please. It's highly customizable. You can... there's a whole park management tab right over here. This is the overview section where they explain everything here. I have... in total, 41 rides in this entire park. Well, 41 flat rides and 7 coasters. So, that's how many rides I have in total in Harlequinade. Guests, I have currently 4,983 people in the park right now. Now, I have my park just for simulation purpose, even though I have a really high performance laptop. For games, just for simulation smoothness purpose, I have my park set to only have at a total 5,000 people in it at one time. You can change that to where you can have unlimited, depends on how much your computer can handle. I find that 5,000 is good enough. A lot of people get on the rides, and we still have places where people kind of fill up and stuff. Ooh, and the sun's going down. Just wait till you guys see this park with all the lights on. And I actually want to get in and show you some of my rides right now, too. We can change the view and everything. Look at that. Isn't it gorgeous? I love this game so much because not only for what it does, but just graphically, it's gorgeous. I love all the detail in it. I mean, just look at the detail right here on the Venetian Carousel. This is my Venetian Carousel. It's a double-decker. Look at the detail in it and everything. Every person is their own unique person. They all have their own set goals of what they want to do in the park. People they're related with their own money. You can change their names if you want to. I can click on anybody, like this person. Well, no, I just clicked on the carousel. Hold on. Like, here, let me click on her real quick. Okay, her name is Selena Metcalf. It tells me all about her and stuff. She's heading to the Whip, which is over that way, the Whip ride. We'll get to that later, too. Oh, the sun's going down. All the lights are going to come on, everybody. Let's zoom out for a moment so you can see this magic happen. Not only does this game have great simulation, great detail, it has a great development team, a team that actually listens to the players, gives them what they want, helps them out. It doesn't have a cocky attitude like most game developers do these days, or ignore what their customers want. Just this month, they came out with another update and added some new rides to the game. I have had this game since last year. Um, well, no, I've known about this game since last year. I first got it at the beginning of this year, so it just feels like I've had this game since last year. But um, I've been following the development team and watched some YouTubers play it and stuff. And oh, isn't that just beautiful? God. I am a lover of amusement park rides. Now, I love machines in general, and amusement park rides are some of the most elaborate machines ever made. They're certainly the most colorful and most beautiful and most unique, in my opinion, aside from clocks, of course. You know that I'm a big clock collector, for those of you who know me personally. I love going to amusement parks, not for the social aspect of it, but just for experiencing the rides and the food and stuff and the atmosphere. It is literally the only time, aside from a cosplay convention, you would find me in a place with over 1,000 people, considering I'm such an introvert. But, let's see, you know about the Venetian Carousel, which I have here. Right behind it we have a ride called the Rocco Plane. When you select the rides, there's so much about them here that you can do. There's, right now I can change the name of it if I want to. This is the ride sequence. It gives you all these options here to fully customize everything. There's also a maintenance tab. When you play this game, I highly recommend that you go around and you watch the maintenance and everything for the rides, because if you don't have rides maintained and have repairmen come around and, you know, refurbish them every few years, they will break down. And that's a terrible experience for everyone. Here we have the Music Express. I love the Music Express. Now, I had to silence my custom music that I put in the game, obviously, for copyright reasons. Here's the Music Express. I love riding this ride in real life. There's a bunch of people on it right now. It will be daytime again soon, so everyone will be able to see my entire park during the day. Over here we have the Monte Leone, which is similar to the Music Express. As you can see, I put them kind of near each other. That one is different because it actually has a cover that goes up over it while people are riding it, kind of similar to the old-fashioned Caterpillar ride, which you don't really find anymore. Over here, my favorite ride ever built, the Scrambler. I was completely in love with the fact that this game came out with the Scrambler when they had the Vintage Pack, and I had to install it immediately. The Scrambler is my favorite ride. It's been out since the 30s. It's a classic. And I have had many years as a child when I would ride on it at a park that I used to frequent in upstate Pennsylvania. And it's still there. I want to take Maya there someday, because I think that him and I could make some positive memories there. Over here we have the Ring of Fire. I'm sure people will recognize this. Those are pretty well known. They go around in traveling fairs. I will never get on it because it goes upside down, and I don't do upside down. It's kind of like an enclosed roller coaster, if you will, that just goes in a circle. I've seen some people call it like the hamster wheel. Here we have the Pitfall. Whoops, if I can get to it. As you can see, it's going up right now. Let me move the screen again. I kind of got stuck. Hold on. This happens sometimes. Oh no! Why am I stuck? Okay, there we go. The views in this game are highly dynamic and you can get really great shots. But here's the Pitfall. It always brings people up to the top and drops them down. Lets gravity do the work. Here we have the Enterprise, which you probably just saw over in the corner going up. I love the backdrop to this. Its big entrance, I mean not entrance, but its big signboard here. There's a lot of people waiting to get on the line here. Get on the ride in this line. Over here we have an observation tower, which is the tallest thing in the park, actually. It's just a little bit taller than my Sunflare ride over here. Yeah, it's not what it's originally called, but in the game they call it the Sunflare, and I like the way it's designed. This kind of swing ride here. I was on one of these ones before, and they are pretty scary when they get up there. My observation tower I called the UFO, because when it's up in the air it kind of looks like a UFO. Here is a ride called the Aeronauts, also known as the Balloon Race, or even the Samba Balloon. I usually do call it the Balloon Race. I featured it in one of my books, actually, and my friend Rachel would know exactly what I'm talking about. I left it called the Aeronauts for this park. I've called it the Balloon Race in a few of my other parks that I have made. Directly behind it we have a ride known as the Tornado. I've been on this ride a few times too. I was on it once with Maya at one of the fairgrounds we went to. And it's about to go up in its sequence. It goes up in the air a little bit. Over here we have the Whirligig, which is kind of like a kid's ride. Right here, it's like a mini Ferris wheel. Here's the Octopus, based off the earlier Irely Octopus designs. They used to also make a very popular ride in the 1930s called the Irely Spider, which that's not in the game. It is a game. It's a ride that I have really highly requested for this game. I'm gonna see if I can go and request it on the forums, because the developers actually listen to people, and so I can get it into the game. But it's a ride that I've been on the Octopus once, I think years ago, and I think it was in California, honestly, but I've been on other similar designs. It's a very fun ride. We'll go on it soon. In this playthrough, we're actually gonna go on some of the rides. This roller coaster here, it's a big roller coaster. As you can see, it kind of takes up a lot of space right here in the middle of the park. It's called the Monster. Here's my Flying Pagoda. Now, the Flying Pagoda, it's based off a real ride, a pagoda type ride, and they're very unique. They're only in Europe, and I think there's only a few ever made. I was really surprised to see that the developers put this ride in the game. Pretty much it's a pagoda-shaped building, like an observation building, and it actually goes up on an arm, straight up into the sky, and it's really elaborate. It's an amazing machine. Here we have the Mad Tea Party, also known as the Teacups. I love that ride too. Beautiful. Over here we have Wild River. It is a log flume ride. It even has its own signboard right there. Well, it looks like nighttime's almost done. Looks like the sun's rising over there. Oh look, we have the Harlequin Express traveling around. Well, that's a person that I clicked on. Another person I clicked on. Hold on. Okay, the Harlequin Express. And it makes its way around the entire park. Let's see. Oh, opposite the... oh, it's daytime. Opposite the teacup ride, we have Test Flight, which is a kind of like a vintage airplane ride for kids. Although I don't know how many kids would actually want to go upside down. I mean, my goodness. Well, kids are fearless. Alright, over here we have... I thought maybe Maya would actually like this one, now that it's daytime. This is the Troika. It comes in many different names. I actually was on one once in California, except the one that I went on was yellow and green, and it was called the Triple Play. The Troika is a popular ride in Europe mostly, but with a few of them installed in America, and I made this one purple in honor of Maya, because I know he loves purple so much. It is a very elaborate built ride. It goes up in the air and spins you around. Over here we have Flight of the Valkyries, which is in motion at the moment. Ooh, look at that. And next to Flight of the Valkyries we have the Waltzer. The Waltzer is a ride also primarily built in Europe. It's similar to the Tilt-A-Whirl, but all enclosed. And I've seen them in movies. They have only very few in America. I've never seen one in real life. and I wouldn't mind riding on one someday. Over here we have the Cycola. That's what the game calls it, the Cycola, or Cycala, whatever you want to call it. Kind of based off the wheelbarrow ride. And behind it we have one of my other mini coasters, a Wave Rider. The Wave Rider. Beside that one we have Compact Chaos. That's the name of that coaster. You can build your own roller coasters in this game. I want to let you know. I've done that a few times in one of my other parks, but I have not built any of the roller coasters in this park. Primarily because it takes a long time. I can do it, but I just didn't feel like doing it for this one. Okay. People want to know probably what that big block of cheese is, right? Alright, I will tell you. This is the Mousetrap. It is pretty much based off of the famous Wild Mouse roller coaster, where you sit in a little mouse-shaped seat, and the seat actually rotates around while you're in it, and can spin around, and it travels on a track in single. And I thought this was kind of ingenious, the way this was built, so I kept it in my park. Over here we have the Flying Dutchman, which is based off the pirate ship. That is what I named it. Me and Maya love riding on the pirate ship ride. Here we have the Valiant. That's also a classic ride. Sometimes known as the Flying Eagles. As you can see, they have kind of like eagle head shaped seats there for kids to ride in. Here we have Clockwork. I'm not sure exactly what originally this ride is called, like the Twister or something. But in the game they call it the Gears of Fear. That's the ride type, but I named mine Clockwork because that's what it looks like to me. It's a pretty wild ride. I don't think I'd want to ride on it in real life, the way it twists you around and stuff. I have a similar ride to this over here, the Top Spin, toward the back of my park. Actually, this is the newest built ride. Here's the Top Spin. As you can see, it's loading up passengers right now. I hope you all enjoy your ride. Be sure to be strapped in. You don't want to fall out now. Let's see. Zoom out a little bit again. Here I have Harlequinade's most popular roller coaster, the Tiki Volcano. We're going to ride on this at nighttime, specifically, because of the fact that it goes up, around, and inside a volcano kind of theme. And it's really, really fascinating at night with the lighting. I showed you the sun flare. Here we have a ride called Enchantment. Also kind of looks like pink elephants on parade, or the flying elephants. And that reminds me of Ursula right there in the middle from The Little Mermaid. It's a ride that was designed for the game ever since the game first came out, I believe. But I think it looks kind of fantasy-based, and I kind of like it, so it's in my park. Here we have the Golden Eagle. Oh wow, daytime is going by pretty fast. It's almost nighttime again. Here we have the Golden Eagle, which is based off the Condor ride. And that's going up right now. I actually wouldn't mind riding on one of these. There are a few of them in America, but I've never been on one before. They're always pretty fascinating to see. This amusement park here that I have built is kind of like a vintage park with a few modern rides. I love building vintage amusement parks because I love classic rides the most. Here we have the Roundup, sometimes known as the Zero 360 or Zero Gravity or the Rotor. That's a classic one too. It's not in motion at the moment, but it will be soon. Oh, gotta get that sign out of the way. Alright, here we go. Oh yes. Here's a famous one. I love this ride. I've only ever been on it once, but it's been featured in many movies too. This is the break dance, also known as the crazy dance. And here it goes. It's starting up. And it is crazy one, alright. Let's watch it for a moment. Watch these people have fun on it. I'm sure a lot of people have been on this ride before. This, I'd honestly would love to go on this one with Maya. I don't know how he would feel about it. He likes some rides that spin, not all of them. He'd have to let me know if he'd be wanting to go on it or not. This one was extremely colorful and I wanted to have it in my park. It gets pretty wild, see, as you can see it gets faster. And eventually, on the newer models, the arms lift up the seats and they kind of go halfway up in the air. They are notorious for playing really fast-paced techno music, or dance music, obviously, for the theme of the ride. And having spectacular light shows like that one there. Alright, we'll move over here. Here is the roulette. Also kind of based off of like a Music Express kind of ride, but it's in the shape of a roulette wheel. This is a custom content ride. Somebody else built this and I really liked their work, and I put their ride in my park because I really like the way it looks. I've been on a similar ride to this once, which is based off the Wipeout kind of design. It was called the Casino, and it was shaped like a roulette wheel, and it moved very differently. And it reminded me of that, and wanted to put that in my park. Here we have a mirror maze. This is also custom content. I didn't build this building. And oh, here's the Grand Carousel, right here behind my Ferris wheel. If I can get a good view of it right here. It's a very beautiful carousel. Ooh, look at that. Lovely colors. You can change the colors of the rides too. That is something that you can do. In fact, I pretty much do on every single one of my rides. Over here behind the carousel, in motion, we have the Bullet, also known as the Roboplane. That's a classic ride ever since probably, what, the 30s? I've seen one in real life, but only once. They used to have one at Kennywood Park in Pittsburgh, but they have long since removed it. Oh, almost right above it, here we have the Wave Swinger. That's another great one. I love going on the Wave Swinger. Any kind of swing ride. It's another one of my favorites. Beside the Wave Swinger, just now starting up, we have the Whip. The Whip is an absolute vintage ride. We're talking late 1920s, maybe early 30s when this thing was invented. But you know what, people? A classic never dies. And I was so excited when they brought this game, brought this ride into this game, which they did actually just a few weeks ago. And I installed it in my game. In fact, I know we haven't actually finished showing off all the rides yet, but we're going to ride on this ride. Now, I can do cinematic view, I can do in the seat view, or interest. I like to do in the seat view. And once this starts up, we're going to ride on the ride. As you can see, I'm in the seat, I can look around. I'm kind of sitting with somebody right now. I'll just ignore them. Oh, the moon looks beautiful. There's so many scenes in this game that you can do and film, and here we go. It's a very simple ride, but it does get a little bit faster, and like I said, it's a classic. A lot of people love it. I love it. They still have one at Kennywood that I like to go on, and I want to go on it with Maya. It's been featured in some movies in the past. I love hearing and seeing the people on the rides. It really makes me happy. I've literally spent hours playing this game and just like riding on the rides and stuff. Just immersing myself in it. As you can see, people, you can go to the amusement park or the carnival or the fairgrounds anytime you want to when you play this. And that's exactly what I love about it. If you want to have that experience, you can now. It almost looks like we're gonna crash into the other people there, but that's part of the excitement of it. It really is kind of an ingenious design for it to last as long as it has. I think we're in a green one, a green colored seat. When I first built this ride, I had it originally in black and orange, but I changed the colors up a little bit more. If anyone sees any of the rides that they recognize in the game and actually have their own personal stories, I do welcome them in the comments. And anything else that you would like to see more about my park here in the future. I actually do plan to do a few solo episodes of this. Here we have the Paratrooper, another classic. Invented in the 1950s, I believe. Maybe the late 40s. It was very elaborate for its time. It goes up in the air at a tilt. We'll ride on that soon. Speaking of tilts, here we have the Tilt-A-Whirl. Another one of my favorite ones. Undoubtedly one of the most famous amusement park rides ever built. Still going strong today. Here we have the bumper cars. Can't really see them, so what we're gonna do is go on the ride. Oh no, this would be fun. See, this always gets me in the mood to go to an amusement park or fairgrounds or something, which actually my town is gonna be having one soon. My town actually has 2 fairs a year, and then there's the state fair, so I have about 3 opportunities to go and be on rides if I want to. Which is nice. I've literally rode on this a few times now, and it's different every time. It's amazing how much they actually have programmed into this. That one takes a little while to do, so I'm just going to take a break from that one. Oh wow, we're already going on 30 minutes almost. This is going to be a long episode anyway. I'll record just a little bit longer, and we might not get to riding on every single ride in this episode or explaining every feature, but like I told you, don't worry, I want to do more than one episode of this, and we will. I will come back to this. Let's see here. What do we want to go on next? Oh, I didn't show you my Ferris wheel. Yeah, this is my Ferris wheel. Originally, the Ferris wheel sits on the ground, but I have it sitting on this nice podium kind of thing here. Not a podium. Like a stand or something, you know. You know what I'm talking about. Well, that's a good view right there. Very dramatic. Dynamic view. Here's my clock tower. This is not a ride. It's just something that I have in the game. And I love it. Here's the zipper right out in front. Another classic ride. Whoops. Sometimes the view is a little touchy in the game. Whoa, sorry about making you all dizzy there. Anyway, here... Well, you can see it. It's right here. There's the zipper right in the middle. I'm not really sure if you can see my mouse moving because sometimes when I record, it does not record the mouse. Oh, it looks like the Troika's about to go up. Hold on, let's see if we can get a good view of that. Where is it coming down? Oh, it might be stopping. We get over here to look at it, yeah, and it's stopping. Oh well. we're gonna get to everything. Not only do you have to place down all the rides and stuff, but you need entrances and exits to all the rides. You have to place them very strategically. You have to sometimes decorate around the rides too, otherwise finicky people will not go on it if it doesn't look beautiful enough. That's kind of a feature I wish they didn't have in the game, but honestly it is realistic. Some people are like that. Here is the Flying Pagoda, now making its way up. We're actually going to take a look at this. Now this is the inside. As you can see, this is what it looks on the inside. We're going to do a cinematic view of it, though. Just because I think that's a little bit more beautiful for this ride. You can kind of see all the different things going on in the park all at once. It's just amazing. I'm a big lover of simulation games. I love car games, and I love martial arts games, and because I've featured many different fighting games on the channel, but simulation games always make me happy. They help me relax, they help me immerse into it, they fuel my creativity. It's just something I honestly wish I could have had in my youth, but doesn't matter how old you are now, as long as you can enjoy what you love. If I'm ever in Europe and I go to a park and I see one of these, I'm definitely going to ride on it because it's almost a once-in-a-lifetime experience for how rare they are. I know some people watching this are probably like, oh, well, there's this nerd talking about how much he loves machines and rides. Well, guess what? Yes, I am a nerd. Nerd Domino. I am completely fine with that. Oh, we haven't rode on the Tiki Volcano yet. Okay, when it's nighttime again, that'll be one of the last things we do for this episode, and then I'll get to more stuff in the next one. God, we got a big crowd going right now. Look at all these people all gathered. Really hope you all are liking this game so far. Who knows, maybe it'll make you want to get it for yourself. It is a Steam exclusive game, so you do need Steam to run it. I'm pretty sure it's Steam exclusive. I think it is, so I'm just gonna go with that. That's what I have it installed for my game right now. Oh, we gotta ride on the Scrambler, of course. I mean, it is my favorite. Let's see here. Is there any other rides that I have installed here that I did not mention or show anyone? Just taking a look around right now. No, I think I have showed just about everything in the park. Going back into park management, this is where you have, oh, it says the monster is broken down. See, that's really good that it tells me that, because I have to go and have that refurbished and fixed. And so is the sun flare. Okay, now this lists all my rides that I have in the park and everything, and it can help me bring attention to things that I do not notice right away. Okay, here's the monster, and it is broken down. So what we need to do is to have that refurbished, and I need to... My recorder is right in the way. I cannot access the tabs that are right up here. I'm gonna have to do that off screen. I didn't realize that. It's alright. I'll do that off screen. I might be able to do it over here in park management though. Hold on. Well, since I do have my hired mechanics, any ride that is broken down, even though I want it to be refurbished, they're going to repair it for me. They will repair it to make sure that everything continues to be operating and running smoothly. Sorry if I stumble over some of my words. I do that sometimes while I'm talking too quickly. Alright, now I said I wanted to ride on the Sunflare, and we're doing it now. Oh no, not this view. not this one. That was in the middle of the ride. Hold on. You know what we're gonna do? I'm gonna click on one of the people that gets on here, and then we're gonna ride it that way. So let's let all these people get off, and the next people that sit here will go right in the front, okay? Just so you all can see. Well, that woman really has to pee. Look at her. What is she getting on the ride for when she really has to pee? Alright, let's click on him, go to his guest camera. Come on, first person view. Okay, here we go, everybody. This will be the last ride that we ride, and then I'm going to call it an episode, and I'll get to more features of the next episode. I really hope you all have been loving it so far. This will be the last thing we do. By the way, I would never go on this in real life, so this is as close as I get. Here we go. Oh, jeez. There's no way I would go upside down like that. Oh, jeez. I really hope that there's no break-in sound. If you do hear kind of like a break-in sound, it might just be because the recorder and the game are going at the same time, but oh well. We'll see what I can do. Oh, and here we go up the volcano. And then we're gonna go down inside the volcano. Ugh, all the lava. Even though I hate roller coasters in real life, this is actually one of my favorite roller coasters for the game. It may have been custom made, but I really love it. It was very well done. That's not the end yet. We're just at a pause right now. Now we're gonna swing around and come back toward the loading dock. Well, there we go. Wasn't that fun? Alright, everybody. I promised to feature a little bit more in the next one. This was kind of just like a small introduction, and we'll come back to Harlequinade in the next episode. I hope you all loved this. Until then, bye for now.